Hey, a warm, toasty fire starts with the right firewood. Hey, if you want a really good fire, you got to start with the right firewood. And I thought maybe a few tips on that might be helpful. When I come down here and pick it up, I like to pick it up with these gloves because you don't get splinters in your hands. And I got this handy little carrying device, which is really just a satchel made of leather. And I can put about 6 to 8 pieces of wood in this. Now, let me tell you this. I store my wood in 3 different places, all right? This is the intermediate place. Out by the barn, I've got it stacked up and I have tin over the top of it so it'll stay dry. This wood aged for 1 year. You see, if you want a hot fire, you want to make sure it doesn't have any moisture content in it. So when you're buying your firewood or you're cutting your own firewood, you want to make sure you're cutting it early enough that all the moisture can be driven out of it. Now, there's a little confusion about how much firewood to buy. There's a little confusion about how it's measured. You buy it by the cord, and that is a dimension. And roughly here I've got, well, probably not quite half a cord. A cord is measured by 4 feet of firewood. So these are roughly 2-foot pieces. So you'd have 2 feet out here. So 4 feet deep by 4 feet tall and 8 feet long. That's a full cord of wood. Now, let's talk about wood types. I prefer to use oak that's well dried. And this is a oak off the farm, so it's a mixture of white oak and red oak we have here. And you see I like to split it so that you've got this inner part, and this lights beautifully. You almost have these frayed edges of kindling that really make for a nice start of a fire. Now, the oak is one of the varieties that burns really well. When I say well, it burns hot. The denser the wood, the hotter it's going to burn. Hickory is another great example. We have hickory here on the place. It has beautiful fall leaves that are golden yellow in color. Just store your wood in a convenient place where it stays dry. Now, the most convenient place for me is to keep it stored right by the firebox in a big basket. I can hold about 12 pieces there that'll get me through a cold winter's night. And hey, schlepping this stuff upstairs gives you a lot of good exercise. If you like this tip, tell your friends and subscribe to ehowhome.